So today I wanted to talk about AWeber and what it is and what it is used for. AWeber is a CRM system which I use for email automation to send, and I send those emails to my subscribers. I have a number of different projects running. So I have my affiliation business with SFM, and I also have my own business called Driving Miss Daisy, where we provide companionship and transportation services to individuals. As well, we work a lot with care home, nursing homes, retirement villages, etc. So I use them, I've got different lists, and this is just my playground really that I use for demo and for testing purposes. So when you sign up with AWeber, you will see a page, something looks like this. Initially, it will start with zeros, but as you get more and more subscribers, then this list will grow. So the first thing to do really is to go and figure out what your lists are. If you've got one business, you may want to have a couple of lists for it. So for example, like new subscribers, maybe the lists of people who have registered for your workshop, and list of people who bought from you, because the message you want to send to those people is a different message. So you wouldn't want to muddle everything up together. And it's quite easy to do. Let's say, for example, if you're starting brand new, you might want to create a new list called new subscribers or something like that. And then you would just go here and select your company name, your company website. You have to give an address here. So pick an address, and then let's go create next step. So what the name of the list would be, let's call it new subscribers. You can describe a list of new opt-ins, and then next step. Okay, so here I wouldn't really do anything. I'll just say approve and check message. So the first thing I do personally is I go and I remove the double opt-in. So what that is, when a subscriber receives an email first time from you, they actually need to open the email and acknowledge that email before they actually start receiving the true emails, if that makes sense. So the first email would be just sent by the AWeber, from AWeber to subscribers saying such and such person wants to email you, and they need to confirm that they agree to receive email. What I found, and it's not just my personal experience, it's actually opinion of many, many people who have been marketing for many years successfully, is that people just don't bother really. Firstly, most of the time, because it comes from AWeber rather than from your email accounts, it ends up in a spam folder. People don't even see it, and even if they see it, they just couldn't be asked really. So another thing is, maybe some of you think it's not very ethical, but every single email that the opt-in receives will have unsubscribe options. So if the people on your list just don't want to receive any more emails, they simply click on unsubscribe, and they'll never hear from you again. So over here, if I go to manage lists and I go to list option, the settings, you can see that here you can also come to change the name of the list or description. From an address, make sure your address is spelled correctly, because this is who's going to email is going to be coming from. And if somebody responds to you, you want to make sure that you get the email. And then it's a confirmation message over here. You see how it says on, so you want to have this off. Okay, and then save settings. So now, as soon as the subscriber gets into your list, they will receive an email that actually comes from you rather than from the AWeber asking them to subscribe. So once you have that, you can go and you can actually go create follow-up series. So follow-up series is just a bunch of messages that you can string together and put them into certain lists. So as soon as a subscriber is added to your list over here in a current list, they will then start receiving these messages in the list. I actually prefer to use a campaign. I just find it a lot neater. Campaign is similar to follow-up series, but you can also put things like delays. So for example, as soon as you get a new person subscribing to your new list, you may want to put a wait tag and wait for like a day or two before sending the next email. You can also add draft emails to your campaign. You can automate them in all sorts of different ways, which I'm not going to go into it right now. But for now, let's just go click on create campaign, and we're going to call it demo 1 and create it. Okay, so when do you want this campaign really to kick off? So on subscribe, as soon as somebody subscribes to you, remember like what we did on the lead pages side, we had the pop-up form, and when the person enters their email and the name and they click on a button, that's how the details are going to get into this list. So that's going to be on subscribe. And there you go. So you've got a trigger here on subscribe, and on the left hand side you can see all the things you can do. So the first thing you definitely want to do is you want to send them an email, just a welcome email. Then maybe you want to wait for like a day or maybe even a couple of hours or a couple of minutes, and then you want to send them some other message. So the other message could be, you know, let's say a workshop 1 or another offer, or just some information, you know, depending really why these subscribers are in your list. So to send a message, to create a message is really simple. You can use plain message, or you can use a drag and drop email builder. I always use this email builder. And if I click on it now, you will see that it opens up an email template. Now, email templates is are created over here, so you can click on templates, and AWeber is great. It has a lot of templates because you may not want to send just a plain boring email with a white background. There are so many of the templates that you can use here. You see, you can put some flowers or something, some dogs and cats. I've got my own templates that I have designs. You can customize any message as a template, so it's always good to have, you know, a picture of you maybe at the bottom with your name and your email, your website, your Facebook, so any of the social media that you have. So let's go, and I'm going to use maybe this one and click on apply. Once you finally settled on a template, you can see it's relatively easy over here. It's also just drag and drop functionality where you can drag and drop various elements onto this canvas. So for example, I wanted to go drag and drop an image. Let me just do that again. So over here, and over here you can upload an image, or if you have an existing image already, then you can just simply go to image gallery and pick one. So let's go to image gallery and see what we have here. There's some stock images available, so there's already quite a large variety of images you can use. On the here, I've got something that I have uploaded. And for example, I wanted to go and maybe select something here because I'm advertising a Christmas promotion for my business. And you can see just puts it in here. And now on the right hand side, we've got some parameters. I can change the width and the height. And also I can add a hyperlink. So if somebody clicks on the image, they then get redirected to my website. Okay. Another great thing also here is obviously the video. So you can drag and drop the video. And once again, if you've got a URL for the video, so maybe it's, you know, your video that you uploaded to YouTube and you want to share with your list, you can do it here and just put a URL for the video. I'm just going to delete this. If you wanted to add new rows, you just simply go and click on a row here, and we just go ahead and add a row, and that creates a new row. So let's say, you know, in this here, you wanted to split it into 2 sections. You can then go and say add columns to the left, and now you've got 2 columns, and you can actually drag and drop the picture, you know, the pictures into the different columns, or maybe put a text here and a picture here. So you can just play around with it and yeah, just get your head around it. Really, it's relatively simple to use. Now, another great thing about it is it allows you to personalize your messages. So you can say hi, and then you can put subscriber information, for example. So maybe, you know, the first name, and then you can also add some smiley faces or some, you know, some icons to here, wherever you want to do. And that's it. Once you're done, you can simply click on preview and test and send a test message. So this is obviously always a good thing to check before sending your email to subscribers. You just then open your inbox and make sure the message is correct. If you like it, you can just then go save and exit. And if you don't like it, you can just go back to the editor and continue modifying it until you are happy with the outcome. So we're back into our campaign now, and here we have one email. So this is the first email that will go out to the subscriber as soon as they get into your funnel. Then we've got a pause. As I said, you may not want to wait for the whole day before sending them like a downloadable tickets. Some people might panic. So you can just maybe pause a couple of minutes or an hour, and then you can send them another message. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. You can just build it on, build on your campaign, the messages, depending really what you're trying to achieve here. So for example, in my scenario where I am, I'm an affiliate for marketing education, my campaign is quite large. I have quite a lot of emails that go out. I can just show you quickly here. So for example, I have a campaign here. Now, the thing is sometimes, when I used to come to my campaigns and I couldn't find it, I would actually ping AWeber support. By the way, their support is fantastic. You can just go to help, and then there's a chat box and you can just start chatting to them. They are 24/7, absolutely brilliant. So from here, you can select current list and make sure you're in the correct list. Otherwise, you're not going to see your campaign, and yeah, you may wonder what happened to it. So if I select this campaign here, I will see that I've got 2 campaigns, and over here you can see it's quite long because there's quite a lot of information that I'm sharing with the subscribers. Okay, and it's also if at any stage, let's say I decide that there is something, maybe I've heard something interesting, or there's some, like an article I read or something I heard, or something I think could be of value. Instead of adding it to another campaign, creating another message, I can simply go to messages and send a broadcast to everyone. So if I go over here to broadcast, and that allows me to send a message just once off to all the subscribers, or maybe the people who have subscribed to my list 10 days ago, 20 days ago. So you can set up rules over here, who you want to send messages to. And in the broadcast, you can just simply, once again, click on create message, use drag and drop email. It's a lot nicer than just plain text. It looks a lot neater. Pick your template if you want to use one. So for example, I'm going to go to my templates and I will click here. So I'm just going to apply this one. And you can see it applies, some backgrounds. I mean, nothing too fancy yet. So still working on it. And yeah, it's the same principle, really. You can say my broadcast email. Let's just save it for now. Save and exit. And it will create it in the draft status. So over here, so you can see my drafts and my broadcast email. You now have send options and you can schedule a broadcast. So if you click on here, you can specify who should receive this message. You see, and you can go and edit here, and you can send it to either all the active subscribers or subscribers added in the last 7 days, or there's a number of options that are available. You can also create segments. I mean, this is kind of next level, I guess, training, but it's relatively easy to create segments where you can then put people in a category. So for example, maybe people who have opened your 3rd email in your campaign, but they haven't really, have completed all your workshops yet. So you can create rules like that. I'm more than happy to go through the training if anybody wants. Or as I said, the AWeber training is absolutely brilliant. They can also help you with it. And yes, I mean, I sometimes send broadcast emails maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, really depending on a week. And I think it's a great way just to stay in touch and not necessarily just to keep on piling more. messages to my campaign. Maybe it's just the once-off email that I want to send to my subscribers. So I hope you find it useful. As always, just let me know if you want any more information or any additional training. And in the next video, you will actually meet my mentor, Stuart Ross. So Stuart, he's the CEO and the founder of Six Figure Mentors. It's an online marketing community. They're actually a lot more than that. They provide a lot of value, and they've literally transformed lives of thousands of people. I have learned everything that I've shown you, and this is just the basics through SFM. I haven't really been that long with them. It's only been a few months, and I've had no business, no marketing, no sales experience before. I was very techy, very computer orientated, and so I started from scratch, and also having a full-time job and kids, and I feel like I've achieved a lot in the last few months. So if you're interested in learning all these things I've shown you and more, maybe starting your own business, or you already have your business, you just want to get the message out there and want to learn how to market and scale it out, then it's definitely worth checking out SFM. It's they've got support, the coaches, their mentorship program is absolutely brilliant. There are thousands of people who have been on this journey already, and they're always willing to help and guide you through it. So even though you may be thinking you are alone going into this business, you're never really truly alone. There's always somebody to help. So yes, on the next video you will meet Stuart. Have a listen to it. I think hopefully the message will resonate with you. And if you're interested in learning more, then just click on a button below where you can then subscribe to receive 4 workshop series where you can begin really to learn more about marketing and online business, and also get a lot of other useful information. I hope to speak to you soon.